a way to intro because I feel like our intros have been kind of stale lately.
Prank call? I'm just
You should prank call Infamy right now.
Ugh, it takes so much work. Now I got to remember his number, put star 69 before it.
I can tell you what the number is, I think.
Okay, let's do that. Star 69.
Might be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
Interesting. Is it star 67?
Maybe.
Fuck, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've done this.
I don't think I've ever done this.
You haven't prank called somebody?
Never.
Really? That's a more interesting topic. How the fuck did you never prank call anybody growing up?
I never had like anyone that I could think of to prank call. I had your number, but I wasn't going to prank call you, you know? But also at the same time, I was kind of pussy because I was just worried that I'd get caught somehow.
Did I give a fuck? I tried to prank call grandma.
Damn.
From her house phone. I give a fuck. All right.
She heard like a little echo.
Yeah, my dumbass. You know what I would do at my prank calls? I would be like, yo, so I remember this number. It's 789-4268. That's a random fucking number just before any of you guys call it. But instead of doing like 4268, I'd be like, 4269. 4267. Let's see what spiciness I could get into. And a lot of the times it wouldn't be a real number. It would just be like, do. The person you tried to contact doesn't exist. Nick, quit trying.
Wow. You was bored at the house.
I was super bored. You know how bored I was? Like I said, that shit would happen. And I literally so I'll call like 10 people. None of the numbers are working. Then I'll be like, 691. Rings. They answer the phone. Hello? My ass completely didn't even think of what the fuck to say. So I'm just like, hello? Hi, who's this? Bye.
Somehow that's still just as funny. Who are you? Goodbye. I'm sure that tripped some people up. Like, what the fuck just happened? Is someone watching me?
My dumbass. I've pieced together things where I was just kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna go off the cuff, or I'll have like somebody there be like, oh man, say you're the police or something. I'm like, all right. Off the cuff, call, ring, hello? I'm the police. What? Who's this? Bye. Like I was definitely I couldn't hold the character. And then I started hyping myself up. I'm like, fuck, should I use a different voice? Yeah, that's what I gotta do. I gotta try to change my fucking 8-year-old voice up. Try to sound a little bit more man. Because people are gonna know it's
sound a little more bassy.
People are gonna know that it's a kid calling when they hear my fucking voice. So then I was trying to switch up the voices. Did some accents there, which I'm not allowed to do in 2021 or 2. Just not able, not gonna do that. But yeah. Speaking of that, I have a rough story.
Oh boy.
So I remember being a kid, right? And I was very dumb as a kid. Like I used to love fucking with people. Absolutely love fucking with people. So I remember like this fucking car is driving down the street and he's coming down the street a little too fast. So I'm like, you know what? Let me swerve in the road, like all over the road, make this guy have to fucking avoid me. Need you mind? It's a fucking wide open street. whatever. I'm just like, this guy's like going down the road too fast. Let me just kind of tell him, hey, dude, like, watch out. So I do all this shit, and this Asian guy comes out of the car, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, you're driving all freaking crazy. I'm trying to let you know, you can't be wilding out over here like that. And he's like, what? I'm trying to get yada, 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 whatever. Now, I was probably 9, 10 years old. You gotta understand. I didn't think about what he was doing. I didn't think of the reason why he could be doing that. The thing I thought about was, this dude is doing something that I don't really care for. So any reply that he did that was even partially valid made me angry. So he's like, oh, I got to get home and take my wife home so she can cook for the kids. My reply, man, fuck you.
Yep, that's a kid response.
Son of bull.
Every kid's just cussing out their elders.
Yep. And then this guy's like, what'd you say to me? Fuck you. I'm like, man, fuck you, you bitch. Right? No. I ain't give a fuck. Like, this dude was,
You're such a badass little kid, bro.
I was.
You're such a little fucking baby kid, dude.
Oh, I needed some help. I just had too much anger and no way of letting it out. Yeah, so this guy's saying all this shit. And then I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you're driving down here hella fast. There's kids out here. I'm not the only kid out here. You're freaking driving on the road. Like, I'm like, you were driving so much faster than all the other cars, trying to pass cars in the wrong lane, all this, and that. I was like, yeah, dude, you out here trying to kill somebody. So he says some words. Need your mind, still trying to cuss out a fucking 9-year-old. And then I was like, slow down when you're driving. And he got to a point where he understood, like, okay, this guy was actually genuinely upset. So he said, like, okay. And I'm like walking away. And at this point in time, I was like, yeah. Big dog. I was like, yeah, dog. Now slow down. The fuck you think? Yeah. Now, there's a little bit of translation that was lost because, like I said, F you think. I guess he couldn't hear it as well in the car. And he thought I called him a racial slur.
Oh, no.
Now, this dude came out and asked if I called him an Asian racial slur that rhymes with think.
Yeah.
He's like, did you just call me that? And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, he's like, did you just call me this? I was like, what does that mean? No, I didn't call you that. I said, what the hell you think? He's like, no, you called me. I'm like, dog, I don't know what you're saying. I was like, is that a different language? Like, no, I speak English. Right? Like, yeah, maybe
turn the tables on you.
I may be an asshole, but like, I'm not racist.
Yeah.
So
I might cuss you out, but I ain't going to fucking slur you out.
So then he's like, oh, where do you live? I'm like, dog, I'm not gonna tell you where I live. He's like, I need to talk to your mom right now. I'm like, no. He's like, whatever. I'm gonna follow you to your house. And I'm like, well, then I'm gonna sit right here then. It's like, your ass is not following me to my house. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You sound like a crazy person.
See, that's where he fucked up, where you could have turned the tables on him and yelled out stranger danger. He's trying to kidnap me.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know you. You ain't coming to my house. Probably try to kill everybody in my house. No. And then his wife was apparently the voice of reason. and came out the car because this dude was like ready to square up with me. Older Asian guy. Never.
I don't care. He's taller than me. I'm gonna square up with this 9-year-old.
Like, dog, he's on the bike. There's a couple of white kids that look like completely shocked.
We got my kid here.
Is that another silhouette? I'm like,
yeah. My daughter just coming in. Daddy, what the doing? Well, I'm learning about your uncle's childhood, almost squaring up with grown-ass men.
Yeah. I mean, with all due, like, yeah, that guy was wilding out. He fucking came out.
You triggered him.
He came out of the turn to go onto this main street, hella fucking hot. This kid literally jumped, like dead ass jumped to get out of the way of this fucking guy, like turning, right? And then he hopped on the street. And like I said, my idea was I'm gonna get his attention. I don't care if I gotta ghost ride my bike and he's gonna hit my bike. Like, nigga, you're wilding the fuck out. And I was pissed.
Yeah. He was trying to be traffic control that day.
You know what? Fuck the bullshit.
He was going throw on the white gloves.
No, I know,
whistling at him.
I know I acted a little bit extra, but this nigga really almost hit the nerdy little kid who was actually cool up the street. He almost hit that kid. Like, the kid fucking dove onto the sidewalk. So
okay, yeah.
So it's I feel a little more justified.
I mean, there's still no right side because you did get kind of crazy. You just start cussing them out as a little ass kid.
Hey, I feel like any adult should have done that. Like, if I saw that shit today.
Keyword adult.
I was the closest thing to that day. I'm just need you mind, all my friends and shit were older than me. You know, I was just like gathering up a bunch of kids to go play fucking football.
Another way of you trying to figure out how to let out your frustration, your anger.
Yeah.
Like, these kids don't even know. I'm going to tackle the shit out of everyone. Wow. So the wife was the voice of reason and got him to dip out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dipped out in his minivan. Then we went to go play football. We were going around from kids' house to see who wanted to play. It's like, oh, we pick up one kid. Hey, do you know any kids that want to play football? All right, cool. Let's go ride down to their house, go pick them up. Next thing you know, we're like 15 deep. And we pick up this one little quiet white kid, right? And he wants to go hang out with his cousin. His cousin lives a little bit further up the street. Loud white kid, smokes cigarettes, all different types of wild. He's just a wild fucking white boy. Had a collection of black widows that he kept in a jar in his backyard.
They were alive?
Yes.
Was he just like, did he tell you he fed them or something?
No, I didn't ask, but I was like, dog, you got a couple
they're alive today, but you know, I'm not opening this jar anytime soon. If they're alive in a week, good on them.
Like, yeah. I mean, that was pretty wild.
That's odd behavior.
For real. But then we're playing football, right? And afterwards they're like, oh man, I can't believe Devontae, that dude that almost hit I forgot what the kid's name was. Dude, I almost hit Devontae, just cussed him out. And the guy said something in Chinese about him calling him something in Chinese. Right? Next thing you know, the word comes up. One of the kids says the slur.
And
who
everyone points at him and calls him racist.
Who would it be? One of the white kids started laughing. The bad white kid who smoked cigarettes, obviously, and had he started laughing. And we're like, dude, what are you laughing at? And he explained that was a racial slur. And I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. I was like, I've heard a couple of those, but like this doesn't.
I thought only Hispanic people and Black people get slurs. I didn't know there was more out there.
You could have fooled me at that point in time.
Did they just come out with this?
Is it new? Where do you find
bulletin somewhere?
Where do you find out about the racial slurs? Is it like fucking Wikipedia.kkk?
For real.
Wikipedia.go back to your country.
For real. Yeah, I mean, you gotta remember too. This is like a different time, so slurs were just given out. Like they was just given out to anybody and everybody. Didn't care like the age, the color, or anything.
Oh my god, sexual slurs were so quick. Like I remember you couldn't cuss right at the house, but it was so fucked up that like in the 90s, the early 2000s, you couldn't cuss in the house, but you'd be perfectly fine with calling somebody the F word.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being in school, somebody be like, "Oh damn, what? Who said that? You gotta do 15 minutes, whatever. Sit in the hallway for 15 minutes. Oh, this person's doing something. Oh, what? You can't, dude. Throw the pencil right, you F word." And then everybody's just laughing. I'm like, dude, what the fuck type of time period did I grow up in?
For real. No, you cussing out that adult was being like PG-13 at that time.
Pretty much.
He was a well-behaved kid.
I was a mass crusader.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy too at that time, like looking back, I would be looking at the kid that said the slur kind of crazy. Like, if you're so quick to call him a slur, I know you say the other slurs when I'm not around.
Yep. And multiple of those are applicable to me.
For real. Damn, crazy. Well, thank God we got Black History Month and Hispanic Month and all these other months to kind of like slow down that. Like,
yeah.
I feel like the times have gotten better.
Oh yeah. The times have definitely gotten better.
At least for slur saying. Everything else, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's still dicey out there.
Still a little dicey. But you know what? I'm pretty sure that you can be a lot more confident that you can be an asshole driving a minivan and almost hit a kid and have another kid hop out, cuss you out, but no, he's not going to call you a slur.
For real.
He might call you a bitch, but he ain't going to call you a slur.
And that's progress.
Can you imagine being called a bitch by a 9-year-old?
I fear for that day. I fear for that day, bro. Dog, you know how many badass little kids are living in my neighborhood? And I'm just like, I don't know what's going to happen if I just like walk out one day and these kids just get a little brave and start talking mad shit, because I'm not going to do nothing. I don't know about you, but the only move you got is just like, what? Oh, you know, where you live at? Like, I'm going to tell your parents.
But like, no, I'm sorry. I'll say some underlying slick shit that he's going to go home and repeat to his family. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, that's why your mom works for Blow Pop. Not quite the same candy. And he's going to go home. He's like, hey mom, this guy downstairs next to the park, he said that you worked for Blow Pop? Employee of the month, 18 years running?
That's why your mom works for Jackson Your Box. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like in the moment I wouldn't be that clever. I'd just be like in shock.
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's because
bro.
Bro,
let me tell you, my nightmare almost came true.
Oh shit.
Okay. So there's there's a little bit of context to this story. My girl saw TikTok. This TikTok was saying if you bless your house by putting a little bit of cinnamon at your doorway, it's going to like invite good energy to like get more money or whatever. So my girl does it. And I was like,
did you guys get a cinnamon stick, or did you guys really use like ground up cinnamon?
Used powder ground up.
That's funny as fuck. I think they were talking about a cinnamon stick, but you can continue on.
I mean, you gotta work with what you got. We ain't going to the store. We hurting for the money.
I get it.
Get more. No, but she told me about this, and then I was like, "Oh hell no, you ain't doing no witchcraft in my house." And she still did it. So as soon as she walked away, I grabbed a broom, and this is in the morning, so like I'm still kind of. I got my pajamas on, but no shirt on. I'm like, fuck this. Just like a dad, just like open up the doorway, start sweeping with my shirt all out, my chest hair showing, my belly just hanging. As two little kids were walking right by, they see me with my dad bod all pale. And they look at me and they look at each other. They start laughing and they start saying some shit. They started saying some shit to each other. I couldn't hear it. I just tried to ignore it. I was like, bro, I'm closing this door right now because they're going to say some shit that's going to make me have to reply, and it's just going to make things worse. I'm just going to let them talk their shit.
This nigga goes home. Hey, babe, I had to sweep up that cinnamon today. Oh, no, you mad? I'm the motherfucker being mad. Now I got people over here laughing at me.
For real. I didn't tell her about that. I kept that to myself. But I did tell her I swept it up. She got hella mad. She was like, what the heck?
It was
I wanted that. I wanted that. Those are good blessings. I'm like, you got blessings. Don't be greedy. Okay?
Ground cinnamon. That shit would have been blown away in another 42 seconds. But yeah, I don't know, Doug. There's always been it's just apparently you've reached a level of dad that I haven't. But there's always been a thing. There is no reason for a grown-ass man to go outside in under any circumstance without a shirt.
Literally, I was still in my house. I was trying to be quick. It was just all bad timing. I knew I just needed 2 to 3 sweeps. That's all I needed. I cracked open the door, did my sweeps, looked up, saw them laughing, closed the door.
How old were the kids? Like, how long is this going to stick with them?
They was like 9 years old. They was like you. They could have called me a bitch easily.
Look at him. He got a broom. Brooming like a bitch.
I believe it was a white kid and a black kid. So there's progress out there in the world. Both talking shit. Look at him with his chest hair all out. A little cilantro on his chest.
The black kid's like, man, that nigga's crazy. Am I right? The white kid goes, yep, that's one crazy neighbor. Sorry, I heard a white guy use the term neighbor instead of the N word, and I've loved it ever since.
Hey, you better shut the front door. Okay, buddy.
He was reading his live tweets. It's like, yo, this guy said neighbor please. What? And I go look, and it's like, nigga please. This guy said you're a bitch ass neighbor. Like, that's great. What the fuck?
Right around with my neighbors. Oh shit!
He said fuck them other neighbors because I'm down with my neighbors.
That's just a gang.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
That's wholesome fun.
White people are like, that is super acceptable. That is super acceptable.
Yeah. Jesus said, love thy neighbor.
You can use that term as much as you want. You could, I mean, I might laugh at you, but if you come up to me and say, "What's up, my neighbor?" I am going to laugh at you, but I'm not going to be upset. But there will be somebody to get upset. So
that doesn't mean it's a blanket okay for everyone.
Yeah,
situational, regional.
There's certain parts of Sacramento where there's people just have nothing but hate in their life and only live off of hate, that you just can't call them a neighbor.
Yeah.
Said, oh man, y'all out here barbecuing like some real ass neighbors. Y'all want some neighbor shit, huh? Real neighbor shit.
This is why neighbors can't have nothing. God.
He said, man, I was with my first black girl. I mean, I feel pretty good about myself because, you know, I don't say too much, but when I was sitting from the back, she called me a neighbor. So I feel like I'm in now.
Yeah. It gets dicey with each phrase. It's like it feels less and less okay. Because how would you feel if that same guy yelled at you and he was like, "They should have gave you neighbors money"?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. He said, "You got to understand, Patty. We're rich, but they're neighbor rich."
For real.
Oh man, that's just ridiculous. By far the best I've heard. Ninja, I always thought was stupid. Calling anybody ninja, I thought it was fucking retarded.
It was. It never flowed well. That was a problem.
Like I'll be telling these ninjas, I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Neighbors. That's good.
Yeah. But I gotta admit, bro, like this is going to kind of change the subject a little bit. I watched a fucked up movie lately.
Oh shit. Did you watch it again?
No, but I plan to.
I do too. I've been looking at videos. I've told 3 people about that fucked up this movie that you're talking about. And one day I will find it with the dad from Spy Kids.
It's still not as fucked up as that movie.
I don't think anything could be.
Fat Pop, for the people that are listening, Fat Pop is talking about a movie called The Skin I Live In, which is a foreign movie. It's in Spanish. And I'm not even going to tell you what it's about. Maybe in the future we'll talk about it, but you know.
No, let's give him a brief description. All right, I guess I'll give him a brief description. All right,
I can do it.
All right, let's go. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
All right. So
dildos.
Basically, neighbors. With starring Zac Efron and Seth Rogen. Okay. No, just a really world-renowned plastic surgeon throws a party for his daughter, and during that party, a boy is interested in the daughter. They, start hooking up out in the back of the area, and things kind of go left, and the dad gets pissed off, kidnaps the guy that, wronged his daughter, and shit only gets weird from there. That's where I'm going to leave it.
And that's where he finds his new daughter.
Yes. But I watched this movie. I don't know if you heard of the movie Midsommar.
It sounds very familiar.
Okay, have you heard of Hereditary?
Yes.
Okay, so the director of Hereditary made this movie.
Okay.
So basically, in Midsummer, there's a couple where the girlfriend has like a serious loss of her family, like her family just died, and the boyfriend was planning a trip to Sweden for this, uh, I guess, ceremony that happens only 90 years or once every 90 years. Um, so the girlfriend decides to come along and they go to this place in Sweden. And then it's like in a remote area. And obviously it's a cult type vibe. But here's the trip. Um, Everything's so like peaceful looking. Everyone's like dressed in white. The everything's like blue skies, green grass. Uh Sweden is mostly daytime during this time of the summertime. There's only like maybe a couple hours out of the day that are kind of dark. But yeah, it gets really fucking weird where everyone is like kind of in on this like weird cult type thing.
Is it like
And
sexy weird or is it like bad weird?
it's like bad weird.
Okay.
So 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 like one of the things was like they say your lifespan is in a cycle, you know, between this age and this age, you're in the springtime of your life, this age, it's summertime, so on and so forth, until you get to winter, which is ends around 72. And then you gotta kill yourself. And then there's like people that fucking stand around and watch you jump off a motherfucking cliff. And it gets that's the least weird part out of that whole movie too. There's like, bro, bro. I'm gonna just say there's a part in there where you learn about a love spell, a love potion that a woman has to concoct with
period blood.
How the fuck did you know?
Because it's real. Because it's real.
What do you mean it's real? How do you know? How do you know this?
How do I know this? Have you ever heard the term don't eat other people's spaghetti?
Fuck no, I never heard of that. I don't even like spaghetti.
I know you don't. But they have a term, don't eat other people's spaghetti. Apparently it goes all the way back to like, I don't know. I've heard of it in Mexican culture. I've heard of it in a lot of different cultures where if a woman really wants a man, they will use some of their menstrual blood and do a spell to have that person fall in love with them. For better or for worse.
What age did you learn this at? Don't tell me 9 or 8.
7. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Fuck. When did I really learn about this? I was in my teens, but I heard about it even younger than that because I have heard be like, oh man, you gotta be careful with them girls, man. If she's too attached to you, you know, you can't be eating everybody's spaghetti. I'm like, I've heard that multiple times throughout my life about like women being attached. Never really put it together until probably about 19 or 20. I knew somebody that family kind of was in that whole witchcraft thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I explained it. She was like, oh yeah, there's things that people do for like love. I was like, really? They're like, oh yeah, a woman could use like her blood and whatever. And I wish I would have asked what guys got to do. That would have been interesting. Like, I mean, what do we just like?
Just trim some skin.
just like fucking.
And if that skin is already trimmed from when you were born, you out of luck, buddy.
Well, you just got to like nut on your thumb and then like Simba it, like I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's a real thing. I'm sorry to say. Yeah. And good thing you don't eat.
Scarred me. They even foreshadowed it in the movie too, so it didn't help because
like at the beginning they were walking in and there was like people with fucking tampon boxes and they're like throwing them on the ground and burning them and shit. Like, what do you mean foreshadowing?
No, the director stopped the movie. It got to the close up of him saying, "Hey, this is going to happen. She's going to get this cup." And just
wow.
go to temp. No, it was a blanket. They showed a blanket that had stitchings of like everything that you have to do to make this happen. You find the guy, you prepare, like you put something under his bed to start the spell, and then you have to make him a drink and a food with pieces of you in it, and then you have to serve it to him, and then he falls in love and you get married, which didn't work in the movie, by the way. Like, I mean, yes, they ended up getting together, but when he got that drink and the food, he was like, yeah, I don't know why my food looked different from everyone else's, but yeah, I'm gonna just keep eating this. And even the girl was like trying to bat her eyes at him, trying to see if it worked. He wasn't trying to pay her no mind. But
do you need any extra sauce, baby?
yes. But yeah, the movie's a trip. I just thought it was a really cool movie just because the whole movie was set in daytime for a horror type thriller, whatever type of movie you want to call it. It's kind of hard to accomplish that with everything with like flowers and blue skies and shit, but they did a good job.
That's tight. Yeah, I think I used to follow this page on TikTok. I think it was like top darkest movies to watch or like crazy movie twists to watch. And I believe that's one that I heard about.
Yeah, I instantly wanted to watch it because of Hereditary being so good. I remember watching it and I was still thinking about it the next few days. I was like, wow, that was some crazy shit that went down. It wasn't even trying to do no like crazy jump scares or anything like that. I remember Hereditary, one of the most unsettling parts was the mom trying to walk out of her art room. And, light was coming in from the hallway, but the rest of the room was dark. And you just see this lady smiling in the corner, quiet. And then as soon as she turns on the lights, the lady's gone. I was like, ooh, now that's creepy.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks when there's people happy around you. Just fucking with you.
I don't like happy movies. I don't like happy people.
God. Oh, yeah. If my dad would have heard that Pharrell song like 15 years ago, although it's probably 15 years old now.
I believe it. But do you have any like movies that you've seen lately that was kind of good?
Movies I've seen lately. I haven't really watched movies for a while. Just been keeping up on my TV shows. I have too many shows I'm watching. Too many. Fucking got just crazily obsessed with this show called The Righteous Gemstones, which is definitely not everybody's cup of tea. Because
yeah, I remember you telling me about that show.
Yeah, because the religious standpoint, but man, is that show freaking funny. What else? I've been watching a couple other things, but no, I haven't watched a movie in a long time. Next movie I'll probably watch will be like West Side Story.
I thought you already watched that.
No, I started it just to like hear the intro and hear like, because everybody made it seem like it was such a big thing from an audio standpoint, and I can say, yes, that shit sounds phenomenal. It's on
The
HBO
intro
Max.
sounds amazing.
No,
everything else in the movie, not sure. Could go straight to like MP3 file type of quality. I don't know.
It could, but you know what? The beginning song and them walking through and all the shit. Like it sounded big. And it was cool. So I'm gonna watch that. Plus, I'm interested in the storyline. Change it up a little bit. That, and then on an equally classy note, Jackass Forever, man. Yeah.
I'm so excited to watch that. I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to. I don't know if I'm going to try and make time to watch it in theaters or if I'm just wait for it to come out. But I hear nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, and I've heard that the people that came on to like actually be a part of the movie brought their fucking big boy boots. Apparently, Tyler the Creator went ape shit and was actually doing some wild shit, which I feel like I could kind of see, but like I wasn't sure about Jackass level crazy. You know, Jasper apparently does really good.
Well, what about that one video that you showed me from back in the day? It was like a music video for Earl Sweatshirt, and it was just like a bunch of cuts of just all of Odd Future just doing some wild shit, like making a weird concoction in the kitchen, getting fucked
drinking.
up with at the skate park. You know, there's like a bunch of like blood and like getting fucked up in general.
Yeah, from what I understand, that was just a whole bunch of lowlights from their skate video that they threw together. But yeah, I mean, last time you hadn't seen Tyler the Creator fall, he fell off a bike and made the most sus fall I've ever seen in my life. I'm not sure. Did you? You know what I'm talking about?
Is that the video where he's like, "Oh my god, I hope I don't fall"?
I don't think he said that before that. No, he fell off of a bike and then caught himself. He was wearing weird loafers and white high socks, and was in a very interesting spread out position by the time he caught himself, and it was just sus. Like,
yeah,
it was worst way of falling.
I guess when you think about it, he has changed a lot. Like I doubt he'd be wanting to get his baby blue fucking khakis or fucking slacks all dirtied up.
Yeah. It's been a long time since we've seen the kid in Vans, fucking random Supreme t-shirt and jeans. But apparently he went crazy. Apparently Machine Gun Kelly went crazy. And it was really cool. I heard, I'm not 100% sure, I heard Bam Margera has one scene in there.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he wasn't part of Jackass anymore.
From what I understand, he had one scene. Everything else got cut. But yeah, it's kind of sad hearing about them, that falling out. I hear both sides, but kind of.
I have no idea what happened.
So everybody knows Bam Margera was fucking an extreme addict, right? So it got to a point where they're like, yo, we're going to give you a breathalyzer test every fucking like 45 minutes. You're going to be drug tested, not normal drug tests. You're going to be doing the hair, all different types of shit. Need you mind, other characters and cast members did drugs and whatever, but they weren't as detrimental to themselves. So he's like, I'm fine with that. But apparently he suffers from crazy depression. And he had a prescription for his depression pills. And apparently the people knew about it. They asked him not to take those pills and not to take the drugs and whatever. They're like, dude, you're an addict. Like, don't take that shit. Like, you know, this is kind of the shit that you abuse, which kind of goes into that weird kind of phase of like, yes, this is a medicine, but you abuse the medicine. Yes, you do need this, but you abuse it. So whatever. So anyways,
that's a crazy conundrum.
Yeah. So he got terminated and now he's suing for wrongful termination. and shit. And it seems like he'll probably win. And from what I understand, that guy's life has just gone down the drain. He's been to like 17 fucking rehabs. Just ultimately didn't go the Steve-O route.
Yeah, Steve-O, I'm surprised. Steve-O's doing pretty well right now with his podcast and everything.
Yep, his podcast is interesting too. I like listening to him.
Even the merch, like he has like custom skateboards that get signed by him, and it's just dope. I think he's killing it right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, have you seen the Batman?
No, and I'm not interested in it. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till it comes out.
You're not really a Batman fan.
I like Batman, but you know what's fucked up? I remember I loved all the Batman movies. All of them. I'm talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger as fucking Sub-Zero Batman. Like, I loved all the shit. The Riddler with Jim Carrey, fucking the Penguin. I loved all of it. That was super fucking dope. I was like, oh man, they got those sixes, them Jordan sixes that they converted into Batman boots. Tight. Fucked with it. Didn't fuck with Robin, but who fucks with Robin? Anyways.
Robin don't fuck with you.
Seriously. Robin, you a bitch. A 9-year-old about to cuss Robin out in his minivan. But
anyway, getting your ass whooped by a man named Robin.
Oh, that's pretty wild.
That's an L.
That's an L or a sexual fantasy for somebody. I don't know which one is which, but it'd be crazy which way. So I rock with all of them. Obviously loved, that mid-tier of fucking Batman, Heath Ledger. Like, that was amazing. But then I remember being hyped up and hearing amazing things. I heard everybody like, yo, we have to watch this greatest, best fucking performance that we've seen in a Batman movie since X, Y, and Z. And you know what movie they were? Need your mind. This is like before it came out, because like I said, I'm a fan. So looking into it. First week coming out. Amazing things. Hear amazing things after the first day. So I go see it the second day out. Worst movie I think I've ever seen in my life. A little movie called Batman versus Superman.
Yeah. That one's understandable.
Now, that has brought me to a point where I'm like, you know what? Maybe I just have too high of expectations for the Batman film, because I think Batman's kind of cool. Like, he's not my favorite, but I definitely rocked with him because he was not even a real superhero. He was just a hero with fucking a whole bunch of shit, knew karate, and was rich.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, he's Tony Stark, but not as smart and more deadly.
Yeah. But I think when it comes to Batman and Iron Man, they just try to make Batman like more of like a billionaire that's really good at detective work, where Iron Man is just a really smart guy.
Yeah. But Iron Man will figure out the scientific equation to that pussy.
Oh, yeah. That's why he was a playboy.
Yeah.
But I was just bringing it up just because I know that it's all the hype right now. I've heard like mixed reviews about it. Some people say it was like, holy shit, best movie ever. But then again, a lot of Batman fans think that. And then, I've heard one person where it's just like, yeah, his performance was just kind of dull. Like, he was leaning too hard on just like, trying to show emotion in his face. And it's like, there's more to Batman than just having like a look on your face like you're about to take a shit.
Makes sense. Who is he? Who is the villain in this Batman movie? Did you know?
apparently it's mostly the Riddler, and then there's also Penguin, and I think someone else.
Look, it's pretty hard. Jim Carrey as the Riddler was really fucking good.
For real.
Like,
best Riddler.
I don't know who else could really do it. Unless you completely go out of the box and get like Jesus from Jesus and Mero to be the Riddler.
Yeah. I think he was the person that was kind of complaining about the movie was also complaining about the writing because he was like, dude, you got someone like the Riddler and you got this billionaire who's a detective. You think there would be like more like hidden clues and like twists and turns, but no, it was like pretty straightforward. You could kind of like see stuff happen before they happen. It's like, come on now. Give me some mystery.
Oh, and I'm sure they did the same old shit. It's like, oh wow, this dude got a fucking letter with a whole bunch of pieces of the letter cut out from other magazines glued together. If they did that, I'm gonna be fucking sick.
But look at the first letter of every word. It spells out the Riddler did this. Oh, I wonder who the Riddler is.
Yeah. Is it this weird performing arts guy?
Huh. But I think I'll just have to talk about it next time we record. You know, I might have to check that movie out, see what's good. But I think we should get into this playlist, though.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see what I got.
Really freaking weird.
Okay. I got my song. So this kind of vibe is, I guess, you could say like closer to like electronic go-go type music. Like I guess it would be in the same realm of like what you'd hear Goldlink do.
Yeah.
I've just been kind of listening to Kaytranada quite a bit this past week. So there's a song called Be Your Girl by Teedra Moses. And it's a Kaytranada edition of the remix. And I just love it. It's super dope. Especially like when you're trying to wake up in the morning, it's like got hella good high energy to it. I love it. I've just been kind of addicted to that sound lately. But yeah, Beer Girl Kaytranada edition by Teedra Moses.
Okay. I will admit, music isn't really something I've been paying too much attention to for a while now. I just haven't had the time to really do the digging to find the music that I really enjoy, and I feel like most of the I know it's sad, but most of the shit that comes out is all just trash.
Boo!
Yeah,
not true.
So I gotta dig, and you know that's the whole thing about music now is, yeah, mainstream might be something that you really don't enjoy, but you can always dig and find, you know, that group of people or somebody that's still doing what you like. Hence why Griselda had that huge boom for a minute. Sir kind of did his thing as of recently, and so on and so forth. It's just all about finding those people. But with that being said, I've kind of gone back a little bit. The song I'm gonna put on is by 03 Greedo, who's actually going to be coming home here soon, believe it or not.
Really?
Seems like he's been locked up forever. I'm pretty sure my fiance said it's this year and next year. I think he's been locked up for close to 10 years.
Holy shit, bro. That's to me as big as Bobby Shmurda coming home.
Oh my gosh, Bobby Shmurda's new music video. I don't think his pelvis stops moving. It's fucking hilarious. Him and the Migos. Pretty funny.
He's been true to himself since day one. Nothing
Always.
but pelvic movements in all his dances.
Every single second. I mean, there was like a good 30 seconds where I'm like, dog, you're just humping at the camera. But
take that.
But the song is called Getting Ready by O3 Greedo. It's a dope track, and it's really just a cool sounding vibe that's literally just talking about getting ready. And it's a good morning track. It's kind of an upbeat track. Starts out a little slower and smooth, but then once the bass line comes in, it really picks up the energy. So definitely dope. I would say check it out.
Cool. Well, we thank y'all for tuning in to this lovely episode of Fat Papi Slim Pop Podcast. But Fat Papi has some wise words that he's about to share with you about what happens if an old man comes across your path and does something you don't like and how you should handle that.
Call him a bitch. And if he says something to you that you're not really trying to hear, there's only one thing that you could say to that person at that point in time. Fuck you.
You tell him, you can't talk to me if you dusty and musty. You got to choose one.
So fuck you, nigga. You drive a minivan, ain't got no kids. Like, what?
Damn.
Fuck you, nigga. The bottom of your pants is wrinkled like you ran out of starch halfway through with your broke ass.
Damn.
Relentless.
I didn't even know how to do laundry at that age. You gonna tell me how? Tell me about starch?
Nigga said, I ain't learned about starch until I was 14 years old trying to put starch on my dickies.
For real. Creases, fool. Creases.
Like, nigga.
You gotta crease your boxers, too.
I can't even say nothing. I grew up in a Mexican hood. These niggas had the creases on the t-shirt from here like down. I don't even think shit. From here down, it would be lined up perfectly with the creases on their pants, and then the crease on the side of the shoulders. These niggas was wilding.
Damn, look at that fool. Hella studious. Look at that studious ass fool.
Sharp corners, eh? Hella aerodynamic.
Well, yeah, check out the description on everything that's needed for socials, all that shit. We got the playlist there. We got the highlight channel. Just tell a friend about us. See what's up, or at least hit that like button, because at least that do something good for the algorithm.
Or you could always be a thug and just play this out loud at your next family gathering and see what happens. I would love reaction videos of somebody playing some of our wildest moments in front of their family.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of clips of Fat Pop talking that would definitely make, your grandma pissed off.
Yeah, I like it. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Next person to do that gets a shout out on the podcast.
Hey, I like that. All right. Till then, we out. Peace.
Peace.
Yeet.